Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Welcome back to the channel. So Nintendo had their E3 2021 presentation today, and I got some thoughts on it. But let's go ahead and talk about what I know a huge chunk of Nintendo fans are upset about. It almost seems like after every Nintendo Direct or E3 or Mini Direct, Indie Direct, people are left disappointed. There's like a high expectation that you guys put on Nintendo Directs, and you guys are setting yourself up for failure every time. Now, through and through, I'm a Nintendo guy. The Nintendo Direct E3 presentation was the one that I was looking the most forward to. But let's be honest, a lot of you guys, you'll see these Directs and the bar will be set up right way so fucking high that you guys are just setting yourselves up for a complete failure, and then we have to read Twitter and see you guys whining and crying about it nonstop. And the act is getting old. It's getting old. You guys know that Nintendo does Nintendo things. So when I said the other day, do not be surprised if we see nothing Nintendo Switch Pro related. I was trying to help ease the pain for you guys. That's what I told myself. Eric, there's not going to be anything Nintendo Switch Pro related. Just calm it down a little bit. And it helped ease the blow. I said it would be such a Nintendo thing for Nintendo to do by not showing anything about a Switch Pro. So I'm officially canceling the Switch Pro rumors as of this point. The last 2 years going on, we've been reading reports of Bloomberg and all this saying there's going to be a new Switch model coming out. I'm nipping it in the butt. I'm tired of it. People are trying to go on about it. I've been trying to cover it. It's been 2 years. At this point, shit or get off the pot, Nintendo. And you not having it at all at E3 shows to me that it's not happening anytime soon. Now, I will say this, though. Just to play devil's avocado. It would be a Nintendo thing for them to do if within the next week, at some private press conference or some private investor call, Nintendo confirms the Switch Pro a week or two after the E3 presentation. That would be a Nintendo thing for them to do, because when they revealed Skyward Sword, it was not at E3 that year. And then literally 3 days later, they showed the press behind closed doors conceptual art of Skyward Sword. So maybe Nintendo might do something behind closed doors, or a private presser, or some kind of announcement later on. But it not being at this E3 tells me that it's not anywhere close to coming out, or maybe it's not coming out at all. So if you're upset because there was no Nintendo Switch Pro, you did it on yourself. You did that on your own accord, that there was no Switch Pro. Now, continuing on, Nintendo disappointed me in way of what they did for Zelda this year. Now, I knew going in, they're probably going to recap and touch on Skyward Sword a little bit. They showed a Game & Watch for Legend of Zelda, and this was to help celebrate the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda. But it's kind of concerning because Iwata, or is it Eiji Aonuma? Not Iwata, I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Iwata. Eiji Aonuma, the guy who's basically the head of the Legend of Zelda series for Nintendo, basically confirmed they're not working on any other titles for Legend of Zelda on the Nintendo Switch. That's a cause for concern for me, especially for a 35th anniversary celebration. They showed the Game & Watch and literally said they're not working on any titles. So Skyward Sword, Game & Watch, Breath of the Wild 2, and Age of Calamity DLC is it. Besides whatever merch or toys they come out with for this. That is disappointing, because we had the rumor of the Zelda HD collection, or the Zelda All-Stars bundle, whatever you want to call it. We had a rumor floating around that Ocarina of Time, Twilight, and Wind Waker would be getting a package. It looks like that's not happening either, because it wasn't shown at E3. Now, is there a chance that Nintendo could do a Zelda Direct for the Zelda anniversary coming up after Skyward Sword comes out? There's a possibility they could, but he literally said they weren't working on anything else. So, huge cause of concern. So now let's talk about Breath of the Wild 2. They said they're still working hard on it. They're trying to get a 2022 game release. They showed some footage, but it wasn't actual in-game footage. It was a cinematic trailer showing a little bit of the premise. I guess there was a little bit of in-game footage. I stand corrected. There was like where he showed the one ability where he stops time and then he was able to like hit those like spiky balls or whatever. And there was a couple of other things, but we didn't see much in way of actual in-game footage. It's been 2 years since Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 was announced, and we haven't even seen 5 minutes of footage. I love Legend of Zelda. I love Nintendo, but that's kind of frustrating. The lack of amount of footage or anything that we've seen for Breath of the Wild, Breath of the Wild 2 is kind of concerning for it being 2 years later. I know COVID happened. I know things probably got backed up. But to me, I'm going to get the game regardless, but it doesn't seem like quite a good sign, in my opinion. Continuing on that, we had a few other announcements, but those were the ones that I mostly cared about. We're getting a new 2D Metroid game, the first one in 19 years. To me, it looks like an indie game. I play indie games all the time. This looks like a generic indie game with Samus in it. I would have rather them had it be pixel sprites than what they chose, but it might be good. It looks like it has a good premise and stuff like that. There's a robot called Emmy, and I guess that robot is tracking you throughout the whole world in Metroid Dread. We also got a Smash Brothers update with the DLC. It's a Tekken character. It's going to be Kazuya. And then we had DLC revealed for Age of Calamity, which that's the other thing Zelda revealed. 2 DLC packs coming. They're going to be doing the Nintendo Treehouse portion. There's going to be a lot of games shown, which is good. That means, games that are fixing to come out like Mario Golf and stuff like that will be showcased. But the expectation that we have for these Nintendo Directs all the time have to be put in check, guys. Let's be realistic here. I'm a Nintendo guy again through and through. But we have to stop overhyping this Nintendo stuff, or we're going to keep making ourselves disappointed. I will say this, the E3 presentation was average. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like Square or Capcom levels of bad, but it definitely could have been a bit better, if I'm going to be completely honest. Sure, we got Breath of the Wild 2 info, barely, like a smidge. We got a new Metroid. We got a Zelda Game & Watch. We got an update announcement for Mario Golf. We had Mario Party, like a new Mario Party showing up. Advance Wars is coming back. A bunch of these like small franchises. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, a new expansion to Doom. So there was some third-party stuff, Fatal Frame. But I don't know. Cruisin' Blast, Monkey Ball. There was a good variety of genres, a diverse lineup from third party, but nothing that really wowed me. At least we're getting a new Metroid by October. We're getting a new Mario Party coming out. Guardians of the Galaxy was confirmed, but I don't know. I don't think this was enough. Nintendo again does weird things. We could be seeing a Nintendo Direct in 2 weeks with a better offering than what we got for E3. So I know there's going to be a slew of you guys very disappointed. I'm going to see all these videos. I'm going to see people very pissed off about Nintendo. And it's understandable, but let's be honest. A lot of you guys do this to yourselves. we got to keep the expectations in check. The one big letdown that I have, though, is that I said if there was a Zelda collection bundle revealed, I would twerk for 5 minutes straight on camera. I guess I don't have to twerk now because that wasn't shown. If I was to give a ranking to this Nintendo E3 presentation, I would say from a scale of 1 through 10, it was an 8. Solely because we did get some Breath of the Wild stuff. But where's the other games at? Where's Bayonetta 3? Why didn't we have anything to show for Metroid Prime 4? You know what I mean? Those two games have been revealed years ago. And we still haven't even seen shit for Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4. At least we didn't get a weird random ARMS announcement, right? Or, yeah, I just don't know. It was such a Nintendo thing for them to do. Just average, throw it out there. Honestly, as far as E3 goes, I think the Xbox presentation was better. If I'm going to be completely honest on my side, I know that might trigger a lot of you guys, but I don't know. I feel Nintendo could have done better. It's concerning that a lot of these titles that they've announced years ago haven't had anything new really show up, or we've had a lack of footage shown. But what can we do? Nintendo's going to do Nintendo things. We'll probably see a random update or a press conference or something here. But quit talking about the Pro. It's not happening. At least anytime soon, I don't think. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'll see you on the next one.